Sometimes the simple sandwiches are the best ones. Crispy bacon, melted white cheddar, hash browns, and a fried egg on homemade brioche. And that runny yolk is what really makes this sandwich. Alright, let's get into it. First thing I'm going to do is cut this bacon in half. I like doing that so it stacks a little cleaner on the sandwich and it fits the brioche better. Then we'll get this onto a sheet tray and bake it until it's just how you like it. I kind of like mine mixed. Some crispy and some a little chewy. I'll cook this bacon at 395 degrees and it usually takes about 25 minutes or so. While that's going, we can move on to the brioche. I'm just cutting 2 slices here. You can absolutely use store-bought, but if you want to make your own, I'll have my brioche recipe linked as well. It's actually a pretty simple recipe and it comes out really good. Once you finish cutting, we can go ahead and toast the brioche. I'm just using a little butter over low heat in my cast iron pan and letting it get golden on both sides. Brioche works really well here because it gets nice and crispy in the pan, and it already has that buttery flavor in it, so it's kind of perfect for a breakfast sandwich like this. Once they're toasted, we'll transfer them over to a paper towel lined plate just to keep them crispy and soak up any extra butter. This sandwich has a few extra steps, but doing each part separately really does make a difference in the end. Next, I'll slice up some aged white cheddar, and then we can cook the egg. I'm using a carbon steel pan here with a little butter. I normally use cast iron for this, but we're in the middle of moving right now, so half my kitchen's packed up. We even swapped out the oven already because I didn't want to leave ours behind. While the egg's cooking, we can melt the cheese onto the brioche. I'm using the broiler here since the bread's already toasted, and I just want the cheddar melted as quickly as possible. With the broiler, this only takes a couple minutes, so don't walk away. Alright, let's check on the egg. It's pretty much ready to flip now. Normally I'll just loosen it by shaking the pan a little, but this one's sticking in one spot, so I'm going to help it out with a spatula. I could flip it with a spatula too, but honestly I'm used to flipping eggs this way, so that's what we're going to do. This pan cooks great, it just has one little spot that likes to stick sometimes. Once it's flipped, I'll just turn the heat off, and to keep the egg from overcooking, I'm going to let the egg rest on the spatula for a minute instead of leaving it sitting directly in the pan. Now we can start assembling the sandwich. Usually I make everything from scratch, but honestly the Trader Joe's hash browns are really good, so I'm just going to use one of those. We'll start with the hash brown, then stack on the bacon. I cut the strips in half earlier, so I'm layering 10 half pieces to get bacon all the way across the sandwich. We'll also layer the bacon in a crisscross haystack pattern. It gives the sandwich a little more height and makes for a better bite. Now we can finish it off with the egg and top it with that last piece of toasted brioche. We'll transfer it over to the cutting board, cut it in half, and hopefully get that perfect runny yolk right down the middle. The sandwich is really simple, but honestly that's kind of why it's so good. You could definitely add other things to this if you wanted, but I really like it just like this. This yolk came out perfectly. Once it starts running down through the bacon and hash browns, it's hard to beat this sandwich. And if you want to make the brioche yourself, I'll have that recipe linked at the end of the video. If you enjoy videos like this, I do a different sandwich every week, so we'd love to have you subscribe and come gather at our table. I'll catch you on the next one.